Good afternoon. I'd like to discuss a little more on the topic of evolution and mutations, and to show you that mutations and thus the supposed process of evolution is a very weird kind of suggested process which cannot be true. And it's something which is very strange, very weird, because the thing is that the problem with evolution and mutations is that it lacks intelligence. If you look at mutations, which are supposedly the fundament of evolution, there is randomness in mutations. There are several agents which drive the mutation. That's radioactive radiation from cosmic radiation, radioactive radiation from the Earth, from the decaying elements like potassium 40 into argon 40, stuff like that, which is in the wall, in the plane walls that you can see here around. Carbon 14 into N2, N14, etc., and the radiation that comes off of that. The UV sunlight, chemicals, and all these things are random. They are without an input of intelligence, and this kind of process, if you have an explosion, which is something similar. Well, you can see it in America on the 4th of July, and but also here with old and new, when one year goes to another year, when the firecrackers are lit, and then you see that it's random. It's in all directions, and the thing is, this can never create something. It can never construct something, and it makes sense if you look at the statistical things about it, because statistically, the chances are very, very, very statistically small to create something which is more ordered than it originated. Than destruction. The chances of destruction are far more bigger, because if you want to look at it in a statistical way, the possibilities of highly unordered situations is way much bigger than the statistical chance of an organized, more organized situation. That statistical chance of gaining order via a random energy input is far lower than creating a chaos, creating a disorder. And only when you input also intelligence in a random process, only then you can be constructive. Use an explosion, for example, in a guided way, like an engine. I mean, whether you have a car engine, a motor engine, or a rocket engine, it doesn't matter. But as long as the random energy that is released is guided in an intelligent way, only then you can have a construction which makes this whole situation more ordered. Randomness does not have any intelligence. It does not know what to do. Randomness is just random, and thus in that way it is destructive or neutral at best. It only requires intelligence to construct things. Then I get to the next point: where does life come from? So, well, since I showed you that statistically spoken, evolution and mutations can never build a higher genetic information due to randomness, There must have been an intelligence behind the creation of life. And then it makes sense that God is the only sensible option, because God also created the whole universe, which is also an ordered system. The whole universe is an ordered system with suns and stars and galaxies and stuff like that. And like I said, if a Big Bang should have done that, I mean, it's also a random process in all directions. It's also an unguided explosion. So now, well, we are here obviously. So what we see is that there are galaxies, there are stars, there's planets, and so on, so on, so on, so on. So even there, you see that it is organized, and but the Big Bang is a random has been a random. The supposed Big Bang has been a random process explosion as well, without any intelligent input to to construct galaxies, stars, and the whole thing. So the only option is that there must have been an intelligence input in order to get the whole universe, including here on Earth, creating life. There must have been an intelligent input to get it organized in the way that we can observe it, even that we can observe it, studying it and interpret it and explain it. So it shows us that a random process, like a supposed Big Bang, like a supposed evolution, abiogenic and evolutionary process, it shows that without intelligence, it cannot sustain itself. It cannot be. So there must have been an intelligent force behind it to get things organized. And folks, if the universe is organized, I mean, it's a big environment, the universe. That's where we live in, the whole universe. And if that is, if you can see that, you see it also by the natural laws. And if you see that even there is intelligence in the natural laws, I mean, the laws of Einstein, the laws of electricity, the laws of whatever, optics, and so on, so on, so on, so on. I can go on and on. But you see there an orderedness, a structured orderedness, a laws, and that requires intelligence. So there is only one option that how this came to be, and that is that an intelligence bigger than the universe, outside of the universe, has made this whole thing. And that's the statement where God comes into the picture. I mean, if you see that the Earth has a very, very, very exceptionally very unique position in the universe, then, sorry folks, then that is evidence that God really exists. A supposed random explosion, like a supposed Big Bang, a supposed random process creating life without intelligence. Well, sorry folks, it's impossible. You need God in order to explain the whole of the universe, and because statistics pushes you in that way. If you look at the natural random processes, then statistics push you in the way of okay, there must have been an intelligent being or intelligent force that has created this whole thing. And that's why evolution, but also the Big Bang, is not a valid model of how we came here to be. It is unguided, random energy inputs in the supposed Big Bang and in the supposed evolutionary hypothesis or idea. So there must have been a God, for that matter. Otherwise, it would be just. Otherwise, we would not be here. And that's my statement actually, and that's the point I wanted to make. That random processes statistically have the impossibility to create something useful. And even if it did, even if suppose that one in a billion chance that it took, then the same random process that by very small chances created something useful or constructive, then it also is random enough to destroy it again. So it does not know when to stop, even if it constructed, which I don't believe, because the statistical chances to create something by random processes is statistically zero. Very, 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 very small, in the order of 10 to the minus 20, maybe 40, maybe 80. It's very small, and the chance that disorder gets around in random processes is far, far, far. That's the rest. I mean, and it's the chance that disorder is there by a random process is actually the rest. If ordering by random process is very teeny weeny, in the order of 10 in magnitude, order of magnitude of 10 to the minus 40, 50, 60, whatever, maybe even hundreds, then the rest is the chance on chaos, which is 99.99999 dozens of nines chance. So random process creating order. I'm sorry, it's and without intelligence, without the use of intelligence, sorry folks, that's statistically impossible. That goes so for the supposed Big Bang theory, the supposed abiogenesis thing, and the supposed evolution stuff. And well, this is my message. So random processes is a big issue against evolutionary, against Big Bang stuff, against nebula theories, etc., etc., etc. Sorry, folks. If you want to have ordered structures, then you must have intelligence. There must have been an intelligence. I mean, the sun must have been constructed with intelligence, because gases never fall into themselves, creating a star or something like that. And so it must have been constructed. This is the message what I want to convey to you, and think it over, because scientifically all these kinds of processes, Big Bang, evolution, nebula theory, etc., etc., is, sorry, it's crap. It's crap. You may believe it, but then don't call it science. Then, if you want to believe that it happened, fine, but then it's a religion and not a science. And if you want to believe it, fine. Build an evolution church, worship your bones, or whatever kind of stuff. But don't call it science, because it's not. Statistics show that it's impossible. That random processes is able to construct things constructively without intelligence. This is the point I want to make, and thanks for watching, and see you next time. Hasta la vista. Bye.